Hi guys, it's Kate and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If not, maybe I can make it better. Maybe make you smile. Alrighty guys, you know the drill. Welcome back to the Get It Off Your Chest segment on my YouTube channel. Today's been a good day. It's a very bit that's what it feels like in my head right now. It's been a very active day. I severely need to eat, but don't worry, I got food on the way. You guys will see that soon. Earlier this week, I was thinking of a topic to talk about today, and I caught myself thinking about the past this week, and I was like, ooh, that's a good topic to discuss, you know? Because I feel like a lot of us, at least for me, with my anxieties and my overthinking, I tend to look at situations that has happened in the past, and I always think to myself, like, oh, like I'm always scared that it's gonna happen again, or like, oh, like I always have self-doubt being like, yeah, but this happened once, so it could happen again. And I kind of just wanted to touch on that and like, if anybody else is struggling out there, like it's so important to remind yourself that yes, even though it happened in the past, don't let that hold you back from doing something in the present, if that makes sense. The past is the past for a reason, so leave things that has happened to you in the past. Don't forget about them, learn about it and have it as a lesson, but don't let it affect your present mindset and your day-to-day life. The past is the past and the present is the present for a reason, and the only state of content thought, in my opinion, is to just live every day, one day at a time. Because if you are living in the past and you're constantly living with regret or fear or overthinking, and then if you are living in the future, then you're not enjoying what is in front of you right now, and the things that you're thinking about in the future might not ever come, so you're really just wasting your time and energy pondering about things that might not ever happen. Obviously, it's good and healthy to have dreams and aspirations and think about how it could play out in the future, but at the end of the day, like we discussed, nothing is ever guaranteed, and you could think about things that are happening in your future, like, oh, you could say like, oh, like in 10 years I'll have this and this, but genuinely nobody knows, and you definitely don't know. The only person that knows is the big man upstairs, because he knows everything, you know? A little bit of a know-it-all. But it's true, like, sorry. Like, genuinely, like we've discussed in the past, like, if you plan, God laughs, and that's so true. So things that have happened to you in the past, they've happened for a reason, to teach you things and to learn more about yourself and to grow as a better individual for you, if that makes sense. Honestly, like, leave the past in the past if it no longer serves you. Like, obviously you can, for example, like if you left something behind in the past for a very specific reason and it comes back in your present form, if that makes sense, like you're more than willing to give that another try and be like, okay, like this past situation's coming back, like let me work out and see if it can work out now again in the present time. Like maybe back then it wasn't the right timing for it. And that doesn't even have to be, it doesn't have to be with anybody in particular. Like it could be friends, it could be potential love interests, it could be careers, it could be fucking anything, school, like any topic that if in the past you were thinking about didn't work out and then you're moving on from it and it somehow recircles, yes, you could look into it and be like, okay, maybe the timing was wrong and now we can proceed forward with this and give it another try. But also, if something from the past that was really hindering you comes back to you, you need to know that it's totally, completely fine and acceptable, and it's your right to leave it in the past if that's what you choose. If something is still continuously harmful and draining your energy and is no longer good for you, it's completely valid and it's okay to leave it in the past. Let the past be the past. Don't have any animosity and don't have any bad blood with certain situations. Keep them as lessons and have reasoning for why it is staying in the past, but don't ever feel bad for allowing past things to stay in the past, because that's technically where they belong, if that makes sense. Obviously, every situation is different and every situation has different outcomes and has different reasonings why things are happening, but like so many things happen where I've seen people get so distraught by things that have happened in their past. And I even struggle with it a lot, where if something happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, but this happened to me once, like what if it happens again? Like I'm a huge, like, I'm just an extremely paranoid person. So for example, like if I've been hurt in the past, I'm very closed off and I am very much like reserved to giving it another chance, if that makes sense. But it all depends on what had happened in that past situation. If it was genuinely not good for you and you still think it's not good for you, don't even, it's okay to know that it's not good for you, and it's okay to leave the past in the past, like I've said before. But honestly, when you have that mindset of being like, oh my gosh, like this happened to me in the past, what if it happens again? Don't let that affect your present tense, because it could affect future decisions. And the last thing you need is to be hindered and affected by things that have happened in the past. Take them as lessons, move on from it, grow from it, don't forget about it, but don't let it affect you in the moment, if that makes sense. Like for example, literally something really scary happened to me back in high school, and I had pigtail braids in. And for years, I swore to never wear pigtail braids again, because I was very fearful that every time I wore pigtail braids, something bad was gonna happen to me. Like it was a weird like omen thing that I like connected to that event. Had no connection to it, but I was like, oh my gosh, what if I wear pigtail braids again and this happens to me again? You have to move past that mindset and be like, okay, yes, this did happen to me, but it has nothing to do with me. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or surrounded by the wrong people in the wrong time. So I literally was like it's all in my head, like it's not gonna happen again. Put the pigtail braids in even though I was scared and I was nervous about it, and nothing happened. So it was all up here. So yes, even though things might happen to you in the past, don't let it affect your present tense, is basically the point of what I'm trying to get past. Obviously, every falling out and every bad thing that has happened to you in past tense is ultimately a lesson to be a better person in the present tense. So take every lesson as a gift in a way, because technically it is. Yes, obviously not everything is good. Not everything is a good lesson, obviously, because there's things that can happen to you where you're like, I really wish that didn't fucking happen. But at the end of the day, there is always a silver lining in things, in my opinion at least. So yeah, last thing I'm gonna say is just live in the present tense, enjoy, live everything day by day, don't rush, don't feel like you have to be somewhere that you're not yet, because like in the Vienna song by Billy Joel, take your time, you're doing fine, you can't be everything you want to be before your time. That is the last thing I'm gonna leave you with. Oh, damn, look at that. Timing on point. Alrighty guys, remember to live every day in the present moment, or else it might pass you by. Don't want that to happen. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and continue to have a wonderful rest of the week until I see you guys next time. Remember to stay always unapologetically yourself, never change for anyone, because you are perfect just the way you are, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!